The doors on the train shut, and they get the BART out. They try to grab any other camera phones they can, the police do, because from the minute that Oscar is shot, they're going into cover-up mode. And they want to get any other cell phones, any other pictures. I'm really, really sorry. But I want us to go through this again, because there are two other things I want you to notice when you look at this, as we go through it again. First, that Oscar is completely down. Second, again, we're going to see it in a different video more clearly, but you're going to see Meserly, who's over there, right here. You're going to see him securing Oscar, and then you're going to see him struggle with his gun. And then, after Oscar is shot, you're going to see Meserly and Peroni look at each other. And there's going to be 6 or 7 seconds that pass. And then they are either cuffing Oscar, who's already been shot, or they're uncuffing him. There are two different versions. It's clear that his arms were secured behind his back. Either way, nobody is trying to get an ambulance. Nobody is trying to do anything based on the fact that he's just been shot. And when you look at this video again, you're going to hear throughout this case, and when you go home, you're going to have a chance to read Michael Raines, the defendant, the attorney for Meserly. He's going to say that that Meserly was holding his head, that he was so upset, all of that. Count out how long. They're talking. Meserly struggled to get his gun out. He shot him. And in my opinion, what's happening after that is he's saying to Peroni, what do we do now? And Peroni is like, let me take charge. He's the sergeant. He's the senior officer. He's the one that was using the N-word when he was pulling people off the train. He's the person who's been reported saying to other BART police, I had a good day, I got an N today. I had a good day, I got an N today. On other not about this, but on other occasions. He may have said it about this too.
And why are you leaving from?
Okay, and that's an excellent question. Because first of all, he's clearly a part of the murder. He's an accessory to murder, and as you will see, from the beginning of the cover-up on, every single cop there is an accessory to murder after the fact, even if they weren't immediately involved beforehand. Because none of them do anything but engage in the cover-up from the minute the murder takes place.
You know, what's interesting is out of all the thousands of people who have been on that train, they specifically picked these people here. Yeah. And I wonder, how is that possible?
They were the Thank you. They were the first guys off the train when it stopped at Fruitvale, because they were at their home station, you know, and they got off. And then it starts with Peroni going to the train. Yeah, the bald-headed guy. And I just want to say this again. When you go home and you have a chance to read through everything, one of the things you're going to notice in the report by Raines, in his description, and in the prosecutor's description of what happened, the only person testifying about what happened is Peroni. And he gives two different stories. He says, as you'll see in the document, that that Meserly was trying to grab his taser. That's story number one. And in case you can't believe that story, he has another story for you, which is that Meserly thought that Oscar had a gun. That's the backup story. Now, first of all, those two stories are completely contradictory, right? That's right. And there was no gun. No gun was found. There was no weapon found on the scene, period. But also, there's no way you would be trying to get your taser and then after the fact start saying that a person might have had a gun, right? I mean, the whole thing is crazy. But I want you just to see it through one more time. And then I want to raise one other thing, and then we're going to go through the next one and then come back to some questions and discussion. I'm sorry, let me just say one other. I said I was going to say one other thing in a minute, but I want to say one other thing now. To the question of why aren't they being charged with murder? There's a family in Oakland now who are here today. Their son is 18 years old. He was allegedly a part of a robbery. In the course of that alleged robbery, and we don't know what happened, it is said that the person who was with him pulled a knife on the person they were trying to rob. And it is alleged that the person who was being robbed grabbed the knife and killed one of the two supposed robbers. The 18-year-old young man is being charged with felony murder because his friend, who he was with, drew a knife and was killed by the knife. He didn't do the killing. He was charged with felony murder because supposedly a murder occurred during the course of a felony being advanced by Orlov. Capital death penalty murder. You're going to see at least 3 felonies before anything happens to Oscar. You're going to see Meserly punch Jackie 3 to 5 times. You're going to see Peroni kick and punch Oscar. You're going to see people detained with aggravated assault, people detained based on racial profiling, a deprival of their civil rights. You're going to see a conspiracy of the police that we get to watch right on here, Peroni and Meserly talking about how to cover up the murder. And we were told by the prosecutor when we met with him and when we asked, why aren't you seeking capital murder in this case? Oh, because there wasn't any other felony. Oh, because there was only one thing that happened. Same prosecutor. It's okay to charge an 18-year-old who made a mistake but is 18 years old. But you're going to let these cops who every single day have access to weapons and can do this over and over and over again with nothing, when you see them committing the felonies, the conspiracy, the profiling, all of it that they talk about. Yeah.